It's that time again for a Fallout New Vegas meets Team Fortress 2 challenge, and today I'm playing as the medic who was voted on by all of you. So for playing as the medic, I have to act like the medic, dress like the medic, and use weapons that the medic would use, or weapons that resemble what the medic uses. So for my clothing, I have doctor's clothes in mind, specifically a certain lab coat given to me by the Followers of the Apocalypse, and for who I'm siding with, I chose Caesar's Legion because medic is easily the most evil mercenary in Team Fortress 2. And for my weapons, well, there's no guns that heal you, so can't come up with anything that can be a surrogate medi-gun, but I do have two weapons in mind that are close enough to some things that medic uses or things medic was gonna use before they were cut. First off, the nail gun is pretty much the closest thing there is to the needle gun that he uses, so I think it's a pretty easy one to understand. Now for my final weapon, I really had to look between the lines here, and I went with the Ripper. You see, there are bone saws in the game, but they're items, not weapons, and the Ripper is the closest thing to any saw that medic uses. And I'm certain I've seen somewhere that there's a cut medic weapon that kinda looks like a chainsaw or a saw with chainsaw teeth on it. I don't know, but anyway, let's begin. To start off the challenge in the worst way possible, I don't have the footage for building my character and all the Goodsprings stuff. Yeah, either it got corrupted, got lost, or maybe I just didn't even fucking record it. But I can tell you what happened. I built my character. I'm going to show the stats right here. My tag skills were melee, speech, medicine, and for traits, I believe I took good-natured and skilled. But whatever, that shit's all boring. So, I did the Black Mountain skip area so I can get to the northern side of Vegas quicker. And the first thing I did was hit up Freeside and get a Ripper from good old Mick. Now, the Ripper itself is actually a pretty decent melee weapon. The only problem is I'm not exactly very defended right now. I'm wearing Wasteland Doctor clothes, which I figured was the closest thing that I'm going to get for now to the medic's normal outfit. Plus, it has Doctor in the name, so I figured it's thematically right. Oh, and before I forget, I also fixed up Snuffle's leg at Sloan. I also did all of the boring-ass Freeside quests for the Kings and for the Followers of the Apocalypse, so I can get goodie points with them, so I can get on the strip for free, and so that I can eventually get a really sweet pair of doctor's clothes from the Followers of the Apocalypse. But the most important quest I want to highlight is the one with Rex. You see, I'm a doctor, so I should be helping to heal as many people or things as I can. So I got Rex a new brain to fix him up. I also helped Dr. Henry with his issues with the Nightkin's schizophrenia due to use of stealth boys. I went ahead and solved some issues at Boulder City for the extra XP, and because I had the speech capabilities to solve it peacefully. And then after that, I immediately went and killed Benny after convincing him that I forgave him for shooting me in the fucking head. What a gullible tard. Then I headed on over to Camp Forlorn Hope, because there's a few quests over there that require my medical attention. So I solved the mystery of who is using the camp's heroin supply and solved the mystery, or not really the mystery, just did what the doctor couldn't do and just fixed up his patients for him because he sucks. He's not as good of a doctor as me, even though I don't have a medical license. After that, I went to Bitter Springs to help the doctor there because he could use a little bit of help getting some supplies, and that's what I did.
You could talk, oh my God, what's wrong with your face?
So after that, I made my way over to Cottonwood Cove and went to Mr. House's bunker, upgrade the robot's form just so I can get the extra cash. I never do destroy them because I want the extra caps, you know? And then after that, it was kill Mr. House for Caesar. I did that. And then I went over to the Boomers and I helped them out. First thing that obviously caught my mind was the Boomers' injured patients, and I went over there and fixed them up. For some reason, the doctor was carrying a missile launcher. I've never seen the doctor at the Boomers' base carry a missile launcher, but it was interesting nonetheless. And then blah, blah, blah. Killed some ants, repaired some satellite arrays, whatever. Got the Boomers on my side, raised a fucking plane out of the water. You know the drill. Next, I went ahead and destroyed the Brotherhood of Steel. I convinced them that I was not a threat to them and then immediately stole 3 key cards to blow up the place because there's no way in hell I can fight these dudes head on. That is suicide. That being said, it was still suicide. I had to spam a lot of stim packs. Thankfully, I have a lot of them because I collected a lot of snow globes or a few snow globes and did a lot of stuff to get some extra cash on the side. So I'm pretty set with money and stim packs. Up next was one of the most important parts of this entire game. That was getting rid of Caesar's tumor.
What's the matter?
I have a headache.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all.
So there are a few options here. The main two boil down to fix him, either through surgery or using the machine, or kill him through surgery or using the machine. Me being the medic, I think it's pretty obvious. If I'm given the choice of kill him or save him, I chose kill him.
That's how I lost my medical license.
By this point, I also earned the Follower's Lab Coat, which just meant I had to do a few extra side quests for the Followers of the Apocalypse, and one little cheesing method that I like to do, and that's donating supplies to the Followers of the Apocalypse. But if you already have a good enough reputation with them, they can give you either 1 stim pack, 1 Radaway, or 1 fixer each day. And you can donate the Radaway and fixer back to them to get reputation with them. Good reputation. So I did that for a little bit, and eventually I got a good enough reputation and got the lab coat, which gave me plus 10 science and plus 10 medicine. And I already maxed out my medicine, so that's 1 stat being wasted. I wish I didn't spend 10 points on that, but anyhow, now is the time for some real shit. I'm traveling to the Divide to get the nail gun. And this is gonna suck, quite frankly. You see, in the Divide, there are a lot of big enemies, and a lot of them do a lot of damage and are really annoying. Thankfully, I was able to hide behind a lot of stuff for the most part, but when I got to this dilapidated building, things got troublesome. I picked up this laser detonator, and some more marked men charged me. Wasn't so bad, but some of them didn't advance on me. They were smarter because they knew I was waiting for them to run up to me. I was just going to use my Ripper on them. I can just aim for their hand, knock the gun out of their hand, just tear them to shreds, but they were smarter than that. And they kicked my ass pretty hard, so I had to do some real sneaking around. You see, I'm here in the Divide to get the nail gun, and they're kind of hard to find. Thankfully, I did manage to find one next to a building near the dilapidated one that I was trying to get down from, so I kind of had to shimmy down the side of the building in order to get away from them. And I spent a while here. I think I easily died like 10 times trying to get around this area. But eventually I did manage to sneak by. These guys were real assholes. The nail gun's obviously my ranged weapon that I'm going to be using for the Battle of Hoover Dam, but unfortunately it's not exactly a very good ranged weapon. Its damage is not very good for the enemies I'm going up against. So yeah, this was kind of a waste of time, but for completion's sake, I did it. I also grabbed some glasses so I can better look like the medic. Now, the Battle of Hoover Dam, this was easily the hardest battle I've ever done yet on the Hoover Dam. You see, my armor, it's not even armor. I'm just wearing clothes, so I get no protection. My best weapon is a melee weapon, so I have to be close in order to do damage, and that is suicide in most cases, especially if the enemy is using a melee weapon. And I can easily get torn apart by people from afar using guns. Like at some point in the Battle of Hoover Dam, there was an NCR Ranger with an anti-material sniper rifle, and he just one-shot me every time. So it was really annoying, but I still managed to do it, and I'll play it right here. So, let's begin.
Get them! Raus! Raus! The healing is not as rewarding as the hurting. I'm going to saw through your bones! Would you like a second opinion? You are all so ugly! All I can tell you about this next procedure is that it will be excruciating! You are stupid! I am melting! Can you feel the Schadenfreude? That was doctor-assisted homicide! Astounding! Ha ha! What a bloodbath! 1, 2, 3. I do not think we bought enough body bags. This is exciting. You are trying my patience. Auf Wiedersehen, Schweinhund! Oops, that was not medicine. I am going to murder so many robots. Another successful procedure!
Well, that marks the end of the medic's adventure in the Mojave Wasteland. This was easily the most difficult challenge yet so far in terms of combat. I mean, there was less challenging portions for me compared to my pyro challenge, where I put myself in a lot more difficult situations with the pyro, but that time in the Divide definitely comes pretty close to the Fire Gecko Cave of my pyro challenge. Not nearly as bad, but still pretty bad. Overall, very annoying challenge. I'm very happy you guys voted on it. Of course, there will be another vote happening soon, and we still have the goal of 500 subs for a public Discord server and 1,000 for the worst challenge in Fallout New Vegas. That challenge being having all my stats set to 1 on very hard in hardcore mode. So if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe. Anyhow, see ya.